about the things they're gonna say when they see me. And when they see me, they just stab me up and say good to meet me. I keep it going, flowing over this and make it look easy for me to say I do this every day of the week. Me get to be the one they talk about when all said and done with it. I'm the feature that they want, but then they don't when I come with it. I'm a seed still, a seed filler, blow up the numbers, and I ain't leaving no crumbs, so you know when I'm done with it. I'm a new school vibe with an old soul, oh so great. Stay paid by the boatload, don't go chasing a wave. I'm a rowboat, blow smoke right through the face of the ozone. Oh no, I got the bag to just double it. About to pop the top, I've been bubbling. They want the spot, but I do not cut them in. They tryna block my drop, they been huddling. Feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot. Yeah, family tight, I keep small circle like pilot. Whoa, box full of contracts, I signed with a stylist. Yeah, blue faces blowing up. Yo, I know a lot of people praying for my downfall, but the only thing that I'll be down for is right now. But I'm down for, I'm down to earth like the flow, but I've been flying so long, I can't ask people what's the ground for. Man, I'm only here to see my flow, but turn the past, getting young, you know I'm running the city, you just running out of luck. Yeah, I say that with my chest, I flow hard. It's no wonder they easily impressed. I'm so far, but I'm always coming back with some impression. I never rest where you'll never catch this ego in a nest. I invest my time in the booth, I find the peace. I use the peace, the boom in my mind explodes. Let me expose. She left, but she don't want to be with an explosive man. I'm just feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot. Yeah, family tight, I keep small circle like pilot. Whoa.
It is killer. Good morning, and grand rising to each and every one of you. I'm here with my girl, Veronica. We were just dancing up Sister Storm. I gotta catch my breath now. Good morning, Veronica. How you feeling, mama? All right, crew. We are here in Breakfast with Champions, the number one. We're like Missy Elliott over here, trying to catch our breath back from that song. But we do want to welcome you, and we do want to start sharing out this room in the hallways. You're in Breakfast with Champions, the number one, let me repeat, the number one morning show that's going to bring you all the motivation, education, and inspiration when it comes to fulfilling your dreams, your goals, getting those finances going. I want to say good morning to Scott Simon. Scott, who's probably on the racquetball court or running or something, and I was going through my photos yesterday and I saw a picture of me and Scott, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's Scott. And he was so kind when I met him. So I just want to give you a special good morning, Scott. I see my girl Angeline, Ella Michelle, nice photo. Hello, TM, Felicia. All right, see, I'm trying to be fancy, guys, and not put my glasses on, like I can see all these names here. Of course, we want to say good morning to the wonderful Marilyn. Hi, Babs. Hey, girl, hey. I see Megan, Dr. Jeannie. Wow, we're getting ready for Glenn, aren't we? Mary Kim, Maria, Andy. I'm going to scroll all the way down. My girl, Bella, Tricia. Hi, Mommy. Good morning. Everyone, give my mom a follow. Miss Hattie there. I'm scrolling down. I see Peter. I see beautiful Regina Nastahole and the other person next to him with those little pink tickets. I want to say good morning and welcome to our space. And we want you to grab a ticket at the house. Grab a ticket to our house here on Clubhouse because you're going to get so much joy and inspiration today. Not just today, but all days. Davita, hello. Kay, hello. Is that the Dr. Emerald? No, that's the enabler. Hello, enabler. Still family. Everyone has a seat at the table, and today we're going to be talking about picking up the pace. But before we get started, like I said, Glenn will be here at 5:30, and am I the only one excited? Can you unmic and let me hear if anyone's excited about this? Anyone? Yes. Woo, woo, woo! We want him to feel the energy when he gets in here, and I'm super, super, super excited. I love it. Highlights of the weekend. I love to begin my segments with what was your highlight of the weekend. So unmic really quick. If someone has a highlight of the weekend, I would love to hear what it was. Unless you just stayed in bed all weekend. Who was chasing waterfalls? Are we going to give some details, or are you just TLC chasing waterfalls?
No, literally. I searched for waterfalls in Connecticut, so I went to Newfields and seen one. I think it's called Wattle. I can't figure it out real quick. But when I say it was beautiful, you go on my Facebook page, you'll see it. It is
Really?
amazing. So I'm going to see another one today in Buttermilk Falls. And
I went there. I went to Buttermilk Falls. Let me tell you, you don't have to really go that far. I believe God is so amazing. It doesn't matter where you live in the world, you can find something beautiful. So go out in nature, even if it's just the highway. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating with that, but who else? Who else has a highlight of the weekend they want to share?
Hey, Stars Team, it's Bella catching up on movies. Family content, lots of barbecues, lots of barbecues.
Ooh,
See the Equalizer 3 today with Denzel Washington. Who thought that movie was good?
I didn't even know it was out. Sounds good. Thank you for the heads up. Thank you, thank you. You know, I'm getting ready for a Christmas Day with Color Purple. That's what I'm getting ready for. Anyone else getting ready for that? Okay.
Yes.
Am I the only Color Purple fan? That's okay. That's okay. Okay. So my highlight of the weekend, let me tell you. You've heard me talk about my book for the past few weeks. Actually, Glenn was the one who put me on the hot seat with when is it going to be done? And I was like, August 4th, because that was my son's birthday. And I'm that person who really, really believes in like keeping your word and having things done super, super nice. Long story short, this weekend, I just pretty much formalized, crystallized the finale because I just want the final product to be nice. And having champions in here like Dora Maria, Dr. Jeannie, and Ramon gave me the grace to say, you know what, Tina, you can give yourself some time as I hold my Grace Rock up here. Because sometimes we tend to just push and not give things the quality that they need. And I believe quality is so important. So finalizing that launch date, I've got a launch date. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's actually going to be October 14th. So that's what I did this weekend, which was absolutely amazing. All right, crew, I'm ready to get started because today's topic is wonderful. The title of it is going to be Pick Up the Pace. That's the title of today's topic. And when I talk about pick up the pace, I want to talk about doing a race. It could be a 5K, a 10K. Can I see some stars in the chat for anyone who's ever done any type of race? It could be a Spartan race. And put the type of race. Was it a 5K? Was it a 10K? Was it a Spartan? Was it a Tough Mudder? What was it? I'm just curious. And maybe it doesn't even have to be like a race that you signed up for. Maybe you gave yourself a race, like I'm going to do such and such. We don't have anyone in the chat. Okay, I see Babs did a 5K. Victoria, unmic for me, mama. Dora Maria, why did you do this race? Talk to me. I want to hear. What are some of the reasons?
I've always liked to run. I started out doing walks for multiple sclerosis when I was probably about 19 years old. And from there, I just kept going and going. And I wanted to learn how to do a half marathon. So I did several of them. And I didn't even start till I turned 50. So
Ooh.
But I stopped because my knees didn't like it anymore. My doctor said, hey, listen, if you want to do that, that's fine, but you're going to need double knee replacement soon. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm doing it.
I love it. So if you're here and you can tell it's any age. My mother was 72 and we did a race this year, a half marathon. So Victoria, I love that. And if you're listening and you have never done a race in your life, I truly want to invite you because it is a life-changing experience. I remember my very first race, I was a little girl. It was me and my mother. I don't even know how old I was, but we were running like crazy. And I remember there was this guy and he walked through the whole race. And he kept passing us. And we're like, what's going on? And that's kind of like what today's topic is about, is picking up the pace. Who else in here has done a race? I want to hear why. Why did you decide to do this race if you did? Please unmic and share with me.
Hey, Stars Tina, this is Bella.
Hey, Bella.
It's something that the mayor's office called the 5K run. It's every year done to raise money for students. And we have to prepare. It's not mandatory, but any employee that works for the city of Atlanta mayor's office is open to running. I've been doing it for years because I'm a past runner. But I love it. It's the 5K run with the mayor.
So Bella, hold on for a hot second. So besides the fact that you're giving back to this organization, and that's one reason why it's good to do a race, physically, what do you feel when you're doing this?
Oh, I'm a runner anyway, like Tim. I work out, so I might not be the right person to ask, but I've been working out for over 25 years. So to me, it's just a part of who I am. Stars Tina, like what you do, I just do it every day. I love running.
And what does it do for your body? I want the feeling, because there's some people who've never done it. I remember before I started, And my aunt was like, Tina, join a running, because I was sad. And she's like, Tina, join a running club. Runners are happy. So what do you actually feel? How does it make you
The
feel?
pain, when we say no pain, no gain as well, I know you use that, right? I'm
Yes.
gonna start saying
Yep.
that's the truth. But the pain is a positive pain. What do I mean? Because it makes you feel so doggone good. It's a high that you can't even explain. When I start telling you,
Yes.
it's a high
Yes.
that you want to.
Yes. Yes. It's like she said, you really, go ahead.
It's Maria. I'm listening to David Goggins' book.
Oh, he's
my
amazing.
gosh. He talks about running in the heat. I'm on chapter 8 right now. I'm listening. I can't get
Which
enough
book?
of him.
Which one? I know he has a
Everyone
couple.
should listen to it. He talks about the experience and the growth that comes from it. And he was running in heat in the middle of summer. So he really gets into how he feels and how much growth during the heat. And one guy said to him, he was driving past him and saw him running in the heat, and he says, well, David Goggins, and he says, yes, and he goes, why are you running right now? And he said, because you are not. When he reflected on that, it was because no one will,
Yes.
there was not a lot of people.
Yes.
I mean, it's just a great book. Everyone should listen to it or read it.
I love it. What's the name of the book? Because I know he has a couple.
Never finished.
Never Finished?
Yes.
With an ED. I love that. I love it. Anyone else want to share their experience about why they run or how they feel when they run? Because this is directly related to today's topic. I'm quiet because I do want to hear from someone.
Sorry. So I have not been able to go for a full run because of my health, but when I could run, it makes me feel free. It makes me clear my head, makes me feel like nobody can hold nothing and anybody like can hold me down. And I just take those few minutes to be as free like an eagle and feel like nobody's weighing me down. It's just a very liberating feeling.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Veronica. And you can see her face here on the screen. I love where she said, clear your head. It's kind of like a type of meditation for me sometimes. You get to think. And if you do a race, guys, let me tell you, woo, some of the best races are the Georgia Peachtree Race. Anyone here ever do that before? Put some stars in the chat if you ever did the Atlanta, Georgia Peachtree. I've been doing it for the past 6 years, except for COVID, you know. The Bermuda half marathon, the Philly half marathon, and the Philly had to be the coldest one. Oh my gosh, it was like 20 something degrees. I have run in 20 degrees and all degrees, but as Bella was saying, it just changes who you are physically and mentally. So today's topic is pick up the pace. So I need everyone to unmic and say, pick up the pace. All right, that didn't work. I love it. We got to pick up the pace with that saying right there. Let's try. I didn't give you enough warning. Let's try that again. One more time. Pick up the pace. Woo, 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 woo. All right. And I want everyone who's down below, if you want to come on up. Renelda, I love that. Philip, Lawanda, and Angelica. Pick up the pace. Oh my gosh. It is time to get running. Did you know that it is the last month of the third quarter? Woo! Time went by so fast. So in this last month, this quarter, what are you going to do? How far are you away from your goals? Knowing the importance of time will change your perspective on how you spend your time. This is so important. Time is the biggest commodity. You don't get it back, guys. Did you know there's 24 hours in a day? 1,440 minutes in a day. 86,400 seconds in a day. Stop wasting time. If you want to complain about not having the relationship you want, or complaining about not having the house you want, or the car, the career, or just a life of joy, pick up the pace with what you need to do. So the first tip I want to give us today in regards to picking up the pace, check your pace and pulse. Now, when you're doing a race, it's very important that you have your mind, not only your mind right, but your body, okay? Check your pace and pulse so you can finish the race. If you're not equipped with the right things, you're not going to be able to finish the race. If you guys recall, February of this year, I finally went to the doctor because I noticed something was wrong. I had done a full marathon in Paris, and then it was hard for me to just walk super fast. I'm like, something is not right with your body, Tina. So I went to the doctor. Long story short, I had to start eating meat. You have to figure out what's going on with your body. You can't pick up the pace if things are wrong. So you have to make sure you're eating right. You have to make sure that you're stretching. You have to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with the correct people. And then we can relate this to business. Okay, maybe it's not, it is a race. Everything is a race in my mind. So if you want to grow your business, you have to grow your mindset. Procrastination. If you were in the room earlier today, the 4 o'clock room, who was speaking, Veronica? I forgot her beautiful name. She's from Paris. Someone help me out.
No, Jackie from Ireland.
Jackie was, that was Jackie this morning?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, well, Jackie was talking about procrastination. Great room, listen to the replays. She gave so many things that you could do to stop procrastinating, but procrastination delays progress. If you want to move forward in life, you have to stop procrastinating, stop making excuses. And it's super important because some people are walking and they need to be running. All right, you have to run toward your goal. So the first thing I want you to remember is check your pace and check your pulse. So pace, you might say, well, how long does it take you to run 1 mile? And it may take 20 minutes. It may take 15 minutes. And I remember when I was training with my trainer, this was years ago, and you know, I was feeling good because I was at a 10-minute mile and I'd shoot for under 10 minutes. And I was teaching at New York Sports Club in East Brunswick. I'm telling you, you would think I own that damn gym. And I would teach this nighttime class. And there were probably like 15 treadmills on the floor. So one part of my class was you had to do a 1/4 mile, and I had everyone come out of the studio and go to the floor to see who, you know, how to pick to beat yourself. And it was invigorating, not just for the people taking the class, but the people in the gym as well, because they saw other people pushing. And you have to be accountable to yourself and look at what you're doing. So, for example, if you're just walking or running just to be doing it, you don't know what your pace is. You don't know where you're going. So check your pace, your pulse. Your pulse is how you're feeling, how you're going with that. So that's the first tip. All right, we got that? Yes, yes? Awesome. Number 2, your pace shows your passion. Do you guys think that I'm moving kind of quick with things that I'm doing? Yes, no, maybe so?
It's good for me, but I'm fast.
Yes. Check. I'm sorry. Your pace shows your passion. Renee, I'm going to leave the screen alone because if you're watching us on YouTube, I tend to like be a little bit of a control factor. And Renee's doing a great job with the back and I'm like taking over, so forgive me. So number 2, your pace shows your passion. If you have clear goals, that's what's going to set your pace. You have to be super specific and super clear with what you want. If you're wondering why are you not achieving your goals, 1, you may not have it written down, you may not know what it is, or you may not know how to do it. Is there anyone in the room who's ever wanted to do something but you didn't know how, so you kind of like didn't do it or pause? Anyone? I can use myself as an example. I heard someone on mic. Go ahead. You're muted. We lost you. We can't hear her, so I will continue. I was thinking of when I, all right, go ahead. You're back. You're back, Mama. Okay, not sure what's going on with her internet there. So sometimes when you have a goal that you want to achieve, you don't know what to do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what's going on with your phone, but she's got the sad face. I wanted to do a podcast since last year. And I kept procrastinating because 1, it just seemed so hard. I didn't know what to do. And then I do some research and I ask other people and they'd say, well, you got to do this and you got to do that. I'm like, that's too much time. So again, I heard Mary Lynn say she just did hers. So I got the information. I did it. Sometimes I think we overcomplicate things and then we just give up. So make sure that you're crystal clear with what you want to do, along with my book. If you didn't know, I've been writing it since, this is like over 7 years now. I've been adding stuff to it. And finally, I just said, I'm going to do it. And your passion, how badly do you want it? It's going to push you. You want to have movement and not momentum. So when you're moving, you're going, right? You have things you want to do. You have your pace. You want to make sure that you're moving because your momentum could be kind of slow. So you want to make sure that you're picking that up. So that's my second tip right there. Your pace shows your passion. Anyone agree, disagree? I would love to hear your comments if you want to add on to that. Go ahead, the enabler. I see you.
Morning, champion.
Good morning.
Resonated with me. When you talked about writing your book, it took you 7 years, still working on it. Yeah, when I heard my son's liver transplant, I started writing. There was something about him, about the date. I had some revelation, so I started writing. 1 year and a half later, he had a liver transplant at 18 months. That book, I continued to work on it, and I kept on setting a deadline for publication. And I struggled with this until I said to myself, you know what, you have to. And I set a smart goal in 2018 when I knew I was going to turn 50. And that was the deadline for that event. And on my birthday, I launched the foundation for liver diseases. That's it. I launched the book, More Than a Miracle. And I celebrated my 50th birthday.
Yes.
And it was a beautiful event. Now, one of the things I'm doing since 1997, I started collecting music. I would go to sleep and wake up with a song. Almost every night. This morning, between 3 a.m. and it's about 11:20 now, between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., I recorded 3 songs.
Wow.
My subconscious, yes, I would just hum it into my phone. Since 1997. And I've done this consistently. I've lost so many music, but then I have so many in my laptop and on my phones, different phones. So recently, last week, I decided to take action on that because it's one of the goals that I want to achieve before the end of the year. So I've gone to a producer, I've put some money down, and I'm working on that right because it's a big goal that I have procrastinated for 26 years.
Oh, I love it.
Sure.
I hear someone on miking. Go ahead.
Tina, it's Mary Lynn. I just want to say your pace inspires me because you saw me do my podcast. I see you doing things. I'm like, well, if she can do it, I can do it. And then we're going to get to me. So, I think your pace can affect other people's pace too. So love that.
I love it. And you know what, Mary Lynn, to go off of that, who's leading this pace, guys? Who's leading the pace? Glenn Lundy. And when I interviewed him on my podcast, I was just like, who inspires you? Who gets you motivated to get up in the morning? And I'm not lying with my next answer, guys. He said you, meaning me, and not just me, but all of us. We inspire him, and it's a momentum that just keeps going and going. Like Mary Lynn said, I inspired her. She inspired me. And by the way, this Saturday, Mary Lynn, we decided we're going to put a vision board virtual event together after your events on Sunday. So picking up the pace because you got to be crystal clear and the momentum of everyone else. All right, number 3, because we're running out of time. Number 3, run with perseverance. So important. Winning begins in the heart and in the mind with God as its source. What is your source? You got to begin with that. Welcome, Felicia. Come on up to the stage. Winners never quit and quitters never win. We've all said that before. You cannot give up. This morning as I was meditating and I was just like, okay, what exactly do you want, Tina, and why? And you guys hear me talk about my plane all the time. And I'm like, well, why do you want that? Well, I want it because I want to be able to visit my family quickly. And then I'm like, okay, what is your plan to get it? Because you can say a lot of things, guys. You can say you want to produce a record. You can say you want to get a book out. You can say you want to do an event. You can say you want to get married, but it's all talk, wah, 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 unless you make a plan and do the plan and take the actions to get it done. It's that simple. And you have to really stretch yourself, I'm going to put myself out there right now. And Veronica, I'm putting you on stage right now. If you don't mind. we are getting a place for Mary Lynn's events. We're flying in. Veronica, Renee, I'm going to get her on stage as well. And you know, I love a girl party. I love a good girl party. I'm like, Angeline, you got to come to the Airbnb with me, with us. And then I put in our group chat, I'm like, what do you guys think of this place? It's by the water. Now, I'm thinking I'm doing I think I'm doing, you know, the most. So then Veronica gets in the chat. And she starts putting in these things, and you know, Tina has ADD. So I'm like, okay, you guys handle it. And then Renee's like, yeah, the room is $600. I'm like, for one night? And and then Veronica, I want you to share how you've stretched, because I've never been in a hotel room that was $600 a night or $500 a night. So can you share with us your mindset that got you to stretch? You're running with that. Would love to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, that was nothing. I mean, the first one was, I think, 778, and it's not for number one, it's about the people you're with. When you think people think about the amount of money, it's the people you're with. And Stars Tina is just one of those people that gives so much. It's just kind of like not a chore to want to give her the most luxurious experience ever. And that's part of the blessing about being a leader like her, is that she gives and gives and gives so much that it'll just make people just naturally want to give her the best experience. And so when they're like, she's like, oh, that's a lot. But like, I'm like, there was like the third choice, like 300 something. I'm like, that's a lot of money for y'all? Like how? But everybody has a different mindset. So I'm just like, no, I mean, I would have spent $500,000 on this woman. I mean, I would have flew her to Dubai myself without nobody chipping in, just because that's just how much she means to me, how much Renee means to me, how much everyone in the tribe means to me. Like when you love and care about somebody, like you'll give them everything, and it's not a chore. So I don't think it's just about the amount of money. It's about the person that you're spending it on. If they're worth the money, people spend money where it's worth it, and you're worth it. So
that's true. And you know what? That makes me think of a worthologist. He was one of my coaches, Dr. Fred. What's your worth? You know, what are you worth? Rounding up the 3 topics for the day, because Glenn's coming through shortly. The first one I mentioned today was check your pace and your pulse so you can finish the race. Number 2, your pace shows your passion. And the third one, run with perseverance. Now, if you're looking at the screen, we have a number here that you can text so you can join us for the virtual vision board events. And if you're listening and you don't have that, the number is 732-656-8973. Renee will put it in the chat. And we have about 3 minutes until Glenn gets through here. So I want you to have a winner's mentality. Run to win. If you're going to do it, you know, and the only person you're competing against is yourself, because I don't believe in competition at all. You know, Mary Lynn is motivation. Veronica, everyone that's in this space right here. And as I mentioned before, your level of success is determined by your level of faith in God and discipline and perseverance. And I always have to put that first. I have a little space here. If anyone wants to unmic and share their thoughts on the topic.
Gina,
yes.
You're going to make me cancel my trip to Italy. Airbnb with you.
Wasn't that fun? Oh, let me tell you guys, we had so much fun. I was looking at the video yesterday, and you know what I love? Let me tell you guys, each of us stretched each other. This is going to sound really weird. Angeline would always wear these 2 little braids. I'm like, girl, you are looking like little Laura from Little House on the Prairie. And she took her hair out, and she looked like, I don't know, give me someone, va-va-voom, Angeline. So we stretched each other. Anyone else want to unmic and share about today's topic?
Stars Tina, you're amazing. This is Bella. Anytime you come to Atlanta, like Veronica say, we will roll up your red carpet. You are the queen.
I love it. I love it. Let's pick up the pace. All right, guys, unmic. It's time to make some noise. We got to get ready for Glenn, but I'm going to say pick up the pace, and I want you to repeat after me. Pick up the pace. Woo! One more time. Let's say it 3 times in a row as a team. Together, everyone accomplishes more. Let's all together rise up. Follow the person above you, below you. Share this out in the room 3 times. Pick up the pace. Are you ready? Are you ready? Unmic. Izu, your mic isn't undone. Mary Lynn. Unmic. Wait. I want everyone on mic. We're going to do it together. All right. We didn't start yet. I love it. I want everyone to unmic. Come on, Victoria, Natasha, unmic. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Pick up the pace. Pick up the pace. Pick up the pace. If you are watching us on YouTube, do me a favor, subscribe. I put daily motivational videos on here every day. Text us if you want to join us for the vision board or if you want that daily motivation. And Glenn Lundy, the amazing host of this space who brought it together, will be coming to us very shortly, guys. So as I'm looking here, we have 89 people in the room. Can we click that button at the bottom that says copy? And can we purposefully go somewhere and share it out in the room? Maybe you even post it on Instagram. Maybe you post it in your LinkedIn, in your Facebook, so we can get these numbers up. Without further ado, on mic, can we all on mic for Rise and Grind? Back! On mic for me, crew. I am screaming, I am yelling, and Glenn looks so. Yes. I heard someone say, good morning. Yes, we're crazy for you. It's Labor Day. People are sleeping. We gotta wake them up. Wake them up.